Hello and welcome to the Personal Economy series, Your Wealth and Beyond, brought to you by HSBC Premier in partnership with CNBC TV 18. Now, personal economy incorporates all the things that we value the most: our home, our careers, our passions, and much more. Now, earlier on the series, we dwelled on these concepts and looked at how important they are in our lives. And on this episode, we're taking a look at health and well-being and the important role it plays in a successful personal economy.
Very early on, I was very active as a sportsman from the school days onwards. I was very lucky to get indoctrinated into the rugby program in school. Cathedral was one of the few schools in Bombay that offered the program. And then I went on to obviously represent the Bombay Gymkhana club and then played for India. I was, again fortunate enough to captain the country for 5 years from 98 to 2004. I obviously retired many years ago. But I still keep active, still play some rugby on the weekends, play some golf, obviously hit the gym every once in a while, a couple of days a week, and look at doing various things which I enjoy doing as my fitness program.
I started working with the alternative and yoga wellness field, so to speak, at least 11 years ago. And I've been teaching yoga and meditation, Vedic chanting. I also practice different healing methods like Thai osteo bodywork and abdominal chi massage. Recently, I've certified myself as a movement therapist as well, so I use creative dance and movement for different modes of expression, wellness and health.
Chaitanya Sinh is an entrepreneur who runs a successful corporate concierge company, Hala Concierge.
Our clients are typically very large multinational companies, and we have our own executive based in their office. And then everything from travel, ticketing, entertainment, bill payments, referral, relocation, passport, RTO. Like I said, it's about 100 different services which we offer, and the employees get to use us for free. And then we contract with the company to provide the entire bouquet of services. And we've now very recently launched Home Seva, which is actually the B2C arm, which allows for users to avail of the services on demand. So it's website, SMS, mobile app driven, and you can avail of the same services on call. It's not the easiest, especially, now that we've launched Home Seva, which is a startup kind of company now, so the hours are long, the team needs to be motivated, you need to invest the time into the new venture. So, you do find, or rather I do find myself struggling to allocate enough time for myself, for fitness and then family and kids and all, occupy that space. But I always try and manage to play some golf early mornings. Saturdays, evenings are reserved for rugby, so I allocate those times out, and then I hit the gym. If I'm traveling, obviously I do a lot of freehand exercises and 20-minute workouts. There's a wonderful new workout which is out there called the Power of 10, and it's a 20-minute workout, but it really does work the entire body.
Samanta works with an eclectic range of students in group sessions and individual classes. Here she's training Shana Levi Bahal, a creative consultant and film producer.
And then from when you get your knee forward like this, take your right hand, wrap it around and grab your feet forward and down. Then forward, relax. This time the back is completely Seriously. Yeah.
The kind of yoga practice that I teach is a very integrated practice. I have been studying this for like about 10-11 years. It's a combination of very classical Hatha yoga as well as yoga therapy and a little bit of vinyasa yoga. And so the class is a combination of asana practice as well as pranayam and relaxation and a meditation. So it integrates all the elements of the yoga practice.
About maybe a decade or so, or maybe even a little bit more behind that, people who would exercise or who would maintain a healthy lifestyle were the people who were probably sports people, athletes, people who had to take care of their looks and their physique. Not anymore. You go down Marine Drive in Mumbai or Bandstand, you will find people of all ages, shapes, sizes exercising. So it's their own behavior that's changing to say, I need to maintain a healthy lifestyle. If that means walking, running, I need to do it. You also see people changing their lifestyles in terms of diets. What can I eat? What can I not eat? Suddenly that's become important. Fast food was such a hit when I was back in college. For me it still is, but a lot of people are now thinking twice, thrice about should I be eating this or not. Look at employers in a corporate sector. They actually provide, let's say, gyms in offices. They give you time to take off and to de-stress. So a lot of people are starting to become aware of this, and I'm seeing a lot of this in India. It's coming up in the last 10-15 years, and I definitely think there is lots more that's there.
Time for a short break. On the other side, Chaitanya and Samanta continue to tell us about achieving a successful work-life balance. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Personal Economy series, Your Wealth and Beyond, brought to you by HSBC Premier in partnership with CNBC TV 18. Now, personal well-being is at the center of our lives. It allows us to achieve our potential to the optimal. It is in effect at the core of our personal economy.
Because of technology and iPads and iPhones and wanting the next best thing and long hours at work and all these things have contributed to higher levels of stress and less time for themselves. On the other hand, there is this growing intellectual awareness of, oh yes, I should be eating better, or I should be doing yoga or tai chi or meditation, but I'm finding that the conversion to practice is very slow.
It's a bit horrifying because there's so many people who've actually been fairly healthy and maintaining a level of fitness who've suddenly had massive heart attacks and passed away in the 40s, and I've seen that around us as well. A lot of our friends and people in the friend circles. Obviously that's stress related.
Unfortunately, we've reached that point where we wait for some kind of lifestyle disease to manifest, like diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, and then we take stock of that and then we seek help. And actually things like yoga, Ayurveda, meditation, these are preventive measures which have existed since a long time. And I feel that to start now, even when you don't have any issues, is to consult. There are so many health and wellness experts out there, so many classes, there are so many personal therapists who can really look after these things, is to actually seek help from such people and inculcate in your lifestyle. Doesn't mean that you go to a class forever. It's just that you take that 1 hour out in a day, learn what you've learned, and put it into your daily life.
So stress is always going to be there, and I don't think you can run away from it, but can you manage it better is the important thing. And there is stress today in most corporate lives, and again it's the family support that also helps you. So there are two ways of managing this. One is, what's your work environment like, and what's your family like. You need support on both sides, and that's when you try and build out this this cliche of work-life balance. There'll be times when you need to put one right on top of the other. If I've got a very, very critical meeting coming up in the next couple of days, I'll probably be spending 12-15 hours at work just because I need to get that done right. You need support back home at that point in time. And there'll be time when you'll just take off from work because you need to spend time with your family.
Chaitanya says playing a team sport has been a positive contribution to his life.
All team sports, and especially contact team sports, put a lot of reliance on the other team members. So everybody's got a job to do, and it's like the weakest link in the chain analogy. I mean, we're only as strong as the weakest link. So everybody needs to step up and make sure that they're contributing positively. And I think when you're put into that environment and you're put under stress, that's when the true character of a person comes on, and how you deal with those challenges comes to the surface.
Samanta emphasizes the importance of diet in the battle against lifestyle diseases.
It's not about following some kind of fad diet or going to a dietitian or a nutrition. I mean, great if you have the time and the space to do that, but also simple things like just eating on time, not skipping meals, eating before like 7 or 8 in the evening, because all our metabolic processes completely slow down after 8 o'clock. And I see people like restaurants like really full at like 10:30 at night, or dinner time is like a big social meal. So people are like eating really late, they're like sleeping late as a result of that, and so many things get affected. So just to follow these simple things like eating on time, like breakfast really well, and then lunch as well, but eating light at dinner time, and having probably less carbs or lesser proteins, which are very difficult to digest in the evenings, and eating before a certain time at night. These are just simple tips for people to sort of follow instead of a particular diet, so to speak, and these are just lifestyle aids.
I eat and drink almost everything and anything, but I try and keep my workouts fairly routine.
Our Indian cuisine has a lot to offer by itself, because we have so many different kinds of grains, we have so many different kinds of pulses. Like everybody is going crazy about quinoa right now. Quinoa is like the new thing, it's the new grain which has a high source of protein. But we also have like amaranth or like rajgira, which has a high source of protein. We have millet, we have bajra, we have so many different kinds of grains and pulses, which people are not looking at their own Indian diets, what you get here, which is grown organically over here. I know organic produce is a little bit more expensive, but instead of looking at more expensive options like that, I mean, there is so much stuff that you can even have in your own Indian khana.
Time for a short break. On the other side, we take a look at how integral our well-being is to our life and how best to plan for it. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, in earlier episodes on the series, we looked at some of the key moments from the recently held Personal Economy Summit, Your Wealth and Beyond, brought to you by HSBC Premier in partnership with CNBC TV 18. Here's a look back.
We've learned all about work and life and bringing that balance. We've learned about life beyond work, about being able to dream up new things, being able to look after those who look up to us, looking after society. And as the rising tide of affluence has lifted us, we have learned to dream up new dreams and travel to new shores, to further shores. But each long march is made up of many thousand steps. And planning is critical, without which these could be lost dreams. Your set of dreams is yours. That's personal to you. How you realize them is based on how you plan them out. Whether you move on to the next world happy with a legacy is up to you. The path from here on will determine whether the legacy is full of happiness and success and achievements, or maybe not so.
Passion, which fires everything, purpose, which gives you a reason, and planning without which both are wasted, is really what I want to talk about.
Now, at the end of the day, this is very personal to you, because how you deal with what comes in your way, you've got a set of assets. It's you. It's the goodwill that you have earned, the family you have, the physical assets you may have built up, and a set of liabilities. And in this case, assuming you've not borrowed, those liabilities are actually the obligations and duties. And those dreams that you have. How do you manage the two? Most of us overestimate our longevity. Most of us assume that tomorrow shall be taken care of just as today was happily taken care of. Most of us adapt to the future based on how yesterday was. And these are obstacles that stand in our way.
As a therapist who conducts workshops around the world, Samanta believes that Indians need to look closer home for solutions to well-being.
Very important pause at the end of the sentence. When you do her, it is an aspiration sound which has to be produced from the abdominal region. So it's like doing Kapalbhati.
I feel that people, because they want quick results, they're very quick to like just pop a pill for a headache or a migraine or a stomach ache, but actually not really looking into where that problem is actually coming from. Have you not had enough sleep, or have you not eaten properly, which is the cause of, you know, that acidity which is happening. So there are again a lot of practices which we follow in naturopathy and yoga and Ayurveda, which can be used as preventive practices.
I give my body plenty of time to heal. There are lots of people who work out in extreme circumstances and then injure themselves. So I'm aware that I'm getting older, my body needs to heal. I kind of figure out what's good for me. I read a lot of information, I speak to a lot of people, I try and gather it all in, but then make decisions that work for me as an individual, what my body can take, what my pain threshold is, how much can I push myself, how much recovery do I need. And then, that becomes my mantra, so to speak, and I then know how much I can push myself, or, if I'm tapering off, what I need to do to correct it.
If I need to plan, firstly I need to plan the hours at work, I need to plan the hours at home. I need to ensure that if something happens to me, there is a support system that takes care of me and my family. Let's assume there are people who work 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. Do they even think about an annual checkup? Okay. How many people firstly think about it? Secondly, how many people plan for a contingency saying, suppose in my high stress life something happens, can I afford a treatment of something? So I actually recommend this to most people to say, when you start your career, start planning for medical support immediately. Not just for you, for your elders. Actually what we've realized right now in our bank as we talk to people is, a lot of people are coming out with a need to say, one of the needs I need to plan for is to take care of the elders in my family. Because India that way is a very family oriented country. So people like to take care of their parents at some point in time.
So I would say that everybody just keep aside 30 to 40 minutes for themselves every day, whether they're doing some kind of physical activity or whether it's something that they really enjoy doing for themselves every day. I think that would make their days and their lives much more meaningful.
For me, working out, running around, having friends, having a laugh, obviously working very hard to provide a living, but apart from that, enjoying life as much as possible and being able to stay active all becomes part of managing the system, so to speak. And I think you've got to, there are stressful times, and there will be ups and downs in anything you do in life, and it's just how you manage them. And if you have a good friend support system or family support system, then that makes it easier.
It's all about managing this system. Well, that's all the time that we have on this episode, but do stay tuned to the series as we continue to explore the important aspects of our personal economy. Until next time, from the entire team, many thanks for watching.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.